Hey friends, it's Scuzzy and welcome to another how-to video. This one is going to cover the combat skills and the rest of the skills, which I believe are the support skills. What you're going to want to do for one of these methods is come to the Abyss for rune crafting. Alrighty, so you're going to want to find an empty world, and pretty much you want to have sacrifice. If you have it, you want to have that on your bar so you can gain health, but you also want to click on your thresholds, quake and hurricane, to do the AoE ability damage, and then also when you get 100% adrenaline, you're going to want to use meteor strike, which we have here. And that will do a bunch of damage to the guys here. This method is around 600k XP an hour with the scythe and all of this. The gear is here. You can also use an aggression potion, which is much easier than having to go down the hall and then come back. But that's something that's sort of new. But you definitely can use aggression potions, which will help a lot. Another very good way to train your melee stats is to camp at the areas here. You would put a cannon down. This gets some range XP, I believe, as well. And then you basically just stand kind of near these rocks over here. You can even have the cannon out a little more to grab even more of them. But yeah, make sure your auto retaliate is on, and then you do your thresholds, hurricane, and quake, and make sure cleave is your first ability. But if you want to grab them, kind of like that, but make sure to finish off the scragglers that are over towards the end that are doing range, because those are the ones that are going to hurt you the most because you're using protect from melee on these. For range, you could do some AFK at Dark Beast, or you could AFK at the Abyss. Both are decently good XP, but I still would recommend that you just do Slayer, because you can bang out your combat stats, you can bang out some HP, Slayer, and Invention if you siphon your gear that you're using. For the magic skill, you can do some glaciers, which I'm doing in the background. If you do want to make a little bit of money, they're around 650k XP an hour, and if you're good, they're around 750k XP an hour. That's without the bonus XP, weekend boost, and other boosts. If you do want to AFK, you can mage the Abyss, as shown in the previous clip, but with a mage setup. But the best way to train any combat skill, in my opinion, would be to train it alongside the Slayer skill, and now that Invention is out, you can train it along the Invention skill. And I don't have any Slayer points. Since I'm 200 mil, there was really no point in me doing it, so I'm just going to show this in the background, but I'm going to put a spreadsheet to just show you XP rates of the different methods that I have shown in the video. This here is the spreadsheet for the combat skills. We have attack, strength, defense, range, mage, and hit points. Now, the level required, it's not really 80, but I put 80 there because it's really not applicable. But to see these experience rates, you probably want 80 or even 90. But basically what's going on here is, you know, you have the avatar, you have refer a friend, and then you have the total bonus XP here. And the base experience, I just took 600,000 experience per hour using the Abyss method for attack, strength, and defense. Now, with defense, you can either you have a couple different options. You can either use melee, or you can use range or mage. So technically, you could even do a base of 750k, but to keep things simple, I just kept it at 600k. Now for range, it is 650k an hour doing the Dark Beast method, or 700k an hour if you are doing chins in the Abyss. Now for the mage, it varies as well between 600 and 750k, 750k being pretty decent at glaciers. And hit points, I just basically took a third of the attack, strength, and defense, so 200,000 an hour. It really is going to be a lossless skill though, so you don't really have to worry about that. For the GP per XP, I took the amount of invention perked up items that you had that were based on a drain rate and the price of divine charges. Now it would cost around 556,000 GP per hour based on the charge and the drain rate, and I just divided that by the experience per hour to get the GP per XP. Now it's not very much, but it is still a little something, and it will cost you 5 mil for 99, 35 mil for 120, and almost 70 mil for 200 mil if you're doing that route via the Abyss, and not to mention the runes and potions that are using. That doesn't account for the runes and potions. Now for some of the support skills, we have first agility, which pretty much is all the same. You just run some laps, but in the background I'm just showing myself drinking a perfect plus potion and using a light creature to help with the different obstacles that come on the Heffen agility course. Now it's probably your best bet to do the Heffen when it's Heffen hour, but other than that, I'm going to show the experience rates on an Excel file. Here we have our agility spreadsheet. It has one thing I do want to note about the Wilderness course with Demonic Skull is that it is off of the base experience. It is not whatever experience you get with the Demonic Skull multiplied by the bonus experience weekend. That's not how it is. It's additive, not multiplicative, so you have to add them together to get the base, to get your end experience rate. So it's between 58,000 and 262,000 for that, and then the Heffen is between 158,000 to 325,000. And then the Silverhawks, it depends on your level. You can start at level 1. Next up we have Thieving, which can be done AFKing at Profundus Elves, and you're going to want to make sure that you use this Seren spell, Crystal Mask. It helps a lot. Let me just pickpocket these traders. Oi. Okay, I just had to get the damn guards out of the way, so... And there's nobody here. But what you want to do is you want to have body runes, soul runes, and then also a lava battle staff where you can use your Seren spell, Crystal Mask, and then also you want to cast Abyssal Stealth, and then pickpocket. Oh, it's not a one-click. It's not an AFK. Why did I think it was an AFK thing? And here we have our thieving spreadsheet. We got men, desert bandits, monkey fighters, elf city, and dwarfs. I highly recommend you do dwarfs. If you're level 90, they are great experience and very low cost. The cost is based off the Crystal Mask spell, and it is very cheap. And the last skill that I want to touch on for the support skills is the dungeoneering skill. Basically, you want to pick a dungeon. You don't want to do activate hard mode. For yourself, you want to do your first few dungeons, first 1 through 30, you want to do small dungeons, and either you want to see complexity 1 with yourself or some other people, and then when you are, basically if you want to solo, then you're going to do a medium dungeon. You're going to finish the medium dungeon, try to get it under 6 to 8 minutes, and that should be decent XP per hour, but the best experience per hour is if you go on the highest floor that you can with a group of 5 people. So that really is it for the dungeoneering. Dungeoneering itself is it's sort of difficult to learn, but basically the idea of it is it's just a big puzzle with lots of different puzzle rooms, and you need to clear out the only rooms that you definitely need to clear out are the are the ones that have the eyeball above the door. So this one does not have an eyeball above the door. This is a lever room where you would basically go and pull this lever and then try to pull all the levers before it ends. See, this is just a solo, so I don't know if I can actually do it. Should be fairly easy if you just run around like that. Yep, see, you hear a click and the door is open. See if we can find a guardian door. These doors are skilling doors. You're going to need a skill requirement level for it and to open it. These ones are key doors. You're going to need to grab keys to get this. This is what's called a dead end. There's nothing in here. Keys have huge beams on them, so you do see them, which is nice. This is what's up. This is just basically a puzzle room. You gotta figure out what's going on. Take a rock from here, carve the missing piece, which is a leg on this guy. Boom, and then you gotta imbue it. So you need a bunch of different skills to do this. Then you put it on it, and then you charge him. Then you gotta wait for this guy to walk around, which is kind of annoying. This is what a guardian door looks like. It has a little eyeball on the top of it, and basically what it means is you gotta kill everything in the room. More times than not, the boss room is a variation off of, well, I mean, technically it is a variation off of the home room, always, but what I'm saying is sometimes it's very, very close, and you have to go through the rest of the dungeon to grab your keys and stuff, like I did. I went boom, 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 all the way, grabbed a key, and then it was kind of off the home. But yeah, this is the last boss, and it's like a really, really, really annoying one. And then you get an item, and then you finish the dungeon. Yes, continue, and then you get your experience. 42k for a medium dungeon that I already did is not too shabby. Next we have some Slayer, Invention, and Dungeoneering. Now these are on the support skills, but there's really not a required level in my opinion. You're still going to have the avatar, you're still going to have, well, I guess for Dungeoneering you're not going to have the avatar, you're going to have the 3% instead. So we can change that to 3%. But the refer friend will still be 10%. And the experience rates are basically just, it's mushed together. It's a rough idea of what you're going to get if you're doing it consistently and doing the right sort of tasks. This isn't a full guide or anything, but Slayer would be around 250k an hour. You just multiply that by your total bonus multiplier on bonus XP. For the GP per XP, it's the same thing as the GP per XP for the combat skills. So in reality, it is kind of lossless. You wouldn't be paying that. You would just be paying this. So you don't add those together. For Invention, it is a base of 700k. This is by siphoning items, and the experience, or the GP per experience, is based off of the siphon price multiplied by 3, because you're going to be siphoning 3 of those, and then roughly you're going to be siphoning every 1.5 hours. And then also the drain rate price divided by the experience per hour will give you a 0.69 GP per XP, which is, it's really not much. You're not going to be paying very much for your experience. Now, Dungeoneering is a base of 1 million an hour. If you do large teams, it's 1 million an hour. If you do small, it's probably around 500 to 600k XP an hour, if that. But this one is also free unless you're paying for it. So that is going to conclude the how-to for the bonus XP series. Not the how-to by itself, but just for the bonus XP portion of it. I think I covered every single skill. If I missed a skill and I completely derped out and didn't realize it, you can leave that in the comments. If I missed anything, please let me know. And definitely subscribe for more if you want to see more of this type of content or any of the content that I have on my channel. Let me know what you do want to see, and let me know what you did enjoy. That's going to be it. See you guys. Peace. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Peace.